welcome along and welcome back to Ohio and American Life Farming. We are going to be doing something, well, I was hoping today that we were going to be doing some contract work doing harvesting, but as you can see, there is nothing ready to harvest anywhere on the map. So we're going to go do something else. We have a contract that we can take on. That is this one here, Field 26, sowing sunflowers. We can make 23,000 doing this, and we have a lot of sunflowers left over from our seeding before. So I am going to take this contract. It is one of the higher contracts available. I think there is one for 43,000 fertilizing, but we have no spare fertilizer. So this one won't cost us anything to do other than time. So absolutely perfect. So we'll just straight up accept that contract and head back out. And we need to fill our tractor up, or I need to fill our seeder up, sorry, with sunflowers. So let's do that. And that is going to, should take pretty much most of these, I think, straight off the bat. I think it might leave a little bit off that last pack. But should be plenty of sunflowers, I think, to be able to do this job. And it's emptied the first pallet out. Why hasn't it continued? Oh, there he has. It seems in order to use the bulk fill, you have to be in the tractor. Otherwise, it doesn't work. It doesn't go automatically onto the next pallet. That is a little bit weird, but not a huge problem. We'll just sit here and load it instead. There we go, 99%, and as I thought, we are just one pallet. Well, we've got a little bit left on that last pallet. I've actually emptied everything out of that silo now. We're just going to use that, I think, for feed mixing. I want to see if we can get some feed in there and get that stored in there. Hopefully that will work. But yeah, we're going to take this and head down to the field 26, get ourselves set up and get this contract done. Hopefully fairly quickly. Should take us over 100,000 again, which is perfect because we got a lot of money to spend in the near future. Fields down here are looking very close to being ready to harvest. 17 certainly does. 15, I don't think that's actually been planted with anything yet. So, yeah, we are going to have harvests ready to go down here. And we're going to get our straw off these as well. So the idea is to do harvest contracts, to use the straw from contracts mod to get straw for our farm. And at the same time, to bring in some extra money from the harvest and from doing that work. But the field we're looking for is down here. We are right at the edge of the map. You can see, yeah, it's not quite so well hidden up here. So I am going to bring this out. Can I? Yeah, I think that is unfolding it. Oh yeah, definitely unfolding at the moment. Perfect. So we're going to start along the edge here with this drop off and get this field. Well, we're going to set up GPS along here and see if we can get this doing fine. We shouldn't have too much issue with the headlands, even if we leave a little bit of space. I want to be at 90 degrees. Really? Oh, no, too far. There we go, 90.0, there. That is where I want to be. Can I reverse this up a little bit and stay on that? Yes, I can. Perfect. In fact, that places things rather nicely. So let's set our first waypoint on our GPS, which we've done. Turn on our seeder, drop it down, and we can now go and get these sunflowers in. And yep, they are going very nicely into the ground. We set our second waypoint, our width, and there we go. GPS is set up, and we are straight into our mission. In fact, it drops down a little bit here, but yeah, we'll continue on with this. We're overlapping with the grass at the moment, because we want to get ourselves lined up for this next bit. But this hopefully then is not going to take us too long, because we've got a much bigger seeder than the one that was originally being suggested for this contract. Should be quite good. About 4.5 rows in, and we are 25% of the way through. We've used 25% of our seed. It's going to be a fairly close one. So yeah, 26% now, and yeah, 75% of the sunflowers left. This is going a bit close to the line. We do of course have those extra seeds, those few 100 liters of extra seeds back at the farm. So should we need to refill and get this, get some more sunflowers in here, then we'll be able to. This should use up our sunflowers nicely. We pretty much overspent on the sunflowers when we were doing the planting of those on our farm earlier. We have less than a, well, we have very little of the soybeans left, very little of the maize left, but the sunflowers, we just bought way too many of those. So yeah, we're in a fairly good position here, and we should be able to get this field planted. I think we're now 72 and 31, so it tends to vary. It's quite difficult to tell with contracts sometimes. Sometimes you are in a position where you're looking at easily making it as you're going across the field, and other times it just doesn't seem obvious as to whether you're going to have enough to actually make it through the whole contract. So we're just going to keep running with it, see how close we get. We'll pick this up a little closer to the end of the field, I think, when we see how close we are actually getting to being able to do this without having to refill. I always thought the field numbers were essentially the center of the field, and this field, I had thought that might not be the case. We're just passing it now. We are at 56% of the way through the contract. So yeah, when we got this line done here, when we turned around a minute ago, indeed, we'd hit the middle of the field, certainly the middle of this contract, which isn't too bad a judge, which is really interesting because I'd have thought that was too low. One thing I am sure of, if you're going north-south and doing this, that is not the middle of the field going from east to west, or vice versa. There is way more field out this way. But yeah, certainly if you're doing it along this edge, that is the centre of the field. It's a bit of a weird thing. I don't know whether those are placed automatically on maps or whether they are placed by the map creator. I've never looked too closely into the field numbers, but certainly that's not quite where I'd expected that number to be. Should also point out we now have 50% of our sunflowers left, or 51% of our sunflowers left. We are 62% of the way through this contract. So at the moment it looks like we have a good amount of sunflowers in hand, and should make it throughout this contract without having to refill. We're 95% of the way through the contract now and coming to the top end of the field. We've got a little bit of space here so I can show you here. Yeah, we've got this little bit left to do. That can't be... Wow, well, I'm just thinking that's not 5% of the field. That's a good 10% that we've got kicking up there. I know that contracts in general tend to give you a little bit of leeway, but to me that's a lot of leeway that we've got there to get that done. So yeah, maybe we'll just get a little bit lucky. Want to bring this in, watch the top corner, and I'm using the leeway to try and be a little bit more realistic with the seeding on here. So trying to not have the seeder actually coming down in the grass where I can help it. Should be fine, should mean that we're okay with that. Also means that the seed should go down at a reasonable rate. We've got 13% of the seed left of the sunflower seed, and we are now up to 97% of the contract. So it really isn't going to be that much longer before we complete this. We're doing about 2-3% a row at the moment. So at that sort of rate, we're looking at maybe getting into one more row before we finish this contract. And looking at having between 5 and 10% of our sunflower seed left, which is absolutely fine. You know, that means we've used up that huge amount of excess sunflowers we had quite nicely doing that. Oh, let's keep out of the sorghum. There we go. It gets a bit tight up that top corner. That's not fun to turn. Right, down and into the field, and there we go. So yeah, farmer will come round. He'll sort his headlands out later. He only needs us to do the main body of the field, and there we go. In fact, that is it. The contract is finished. That is actually, wow, 23,000. All of this amount of this field is left. That is quite spectacular. How much? And this is the difference between doing a big field, actually. Big fields very much you leave a larger, not larger proportion because it's still a percentage of the field, but a larger area simply because that percentage is that much larger of an area on a larger field. But I'm quite happy to have done that. 10% exactly of soybeans left. Which is good news. That'll lift up now and make it easier for us to get this home. So I'm gonna get this home. We'll unload this and we'll get the soybeans, the sunflower seeds that we've got left away, and then I think we might look at topping up our animals, because with those extra 30 odd animals that I forgot to unload yesterday, we need to top up their food in order for them to make it the whole way through to our next feeding cycle. Looking at my seeder on the way back, I think we could possibly do with getting something to clean our stuff with. I don't know where in the yards that I might put a pressure washer. We have several locations actually that would do fairly well, but yeah, we need to get a pressure washer and put it in the yard somewhere. First though, what we need to do is we need to unload the seeds that we've got, and then I can back this up and we'll just put it back in the barn now, so that we can give it a wash later. So bring it round and reverse it in. I might go in cab for this. I think I'm going to be able to see a little bit better. I'm also going to turn my warning flashes off. There we go. All my warning lights off. There we are. Get that unhitched, and then this tractor can head back to the shed. We're going to get the telehandler out and yeah, stack that onto one pallet, those two, and then we'll go put them away and sort out some feed for our cows, I think. Oh yeah, this tractor is looking a bit mucky as well. As is our TLX, actually. The Phoenix is looking a bit mucky. We've upgraded that now to the new version of it. And in doing that, we've actually added some yellow rims onto it as well. And yeah, had a little bit of a fiddle and a little bit of a rework. And I'm liking the look of that now a lot. I think we had to put the yellow rims on our trailer as well if we can. So let's get this over here and jump into our John Deere telehandler. There we go, that's in. And we'll take the smaller stack and put it onto the bigger stack. Makes sense. So back this out here. So this now will be purely for cow feed, and I'm looking to sort of try and mix up a load of cow feed and then put it in there. So that we can easily feed them going forward. So when we have a bit of spare time, what we can do is we can just go in there, mix a load, put it into that silo, and then when we need it, it's there. and we can fill it up, or we can fill up the feeding wagon from that. Let's take this over here though. We don't have a lot left. We've got enough to give some feed to them today. We'll use the last 8 bales that we've got. This is where I'm putting my seeds at the moment, because I think they fit fairly well in here. We may get ourselves a new shed. lancyboi has sent me over the shed pack that goes with this map, so I'm fairly sure I've told you guys that before. So I need to get that sorted and get that on here so that we can do some stuff with that as well. We haven't collected our contract yet, so let's do that quickly. There we go, 23,000 collect. Nice. Takes us to 106,000, which is brilliant. Back over the 100,000 mark. I mean, we are going to buy more cows next time, so that's going to take us well under, but we are going to be in a good position with those. The cows are going to earn us a lot of money towards the end of this year, and then they're going to continually earn us a lot of money every 2 days. And that's the idea, is that we're selling 60 cows every 2 days, buying 60 more, and just keeping that turnover going, and meaning that we have just a constant income of cash on this map during that time. Let's take this over here. Now I think our thing takes 28 or 29,000 liters, so 4 bales is gonna be, or 8 bales is gonna be too much. Let's take the 4440 out for this. Love the sound on this tractor, just absolutely gorgeous. We'll bring this out here and then we can load it up. We've got no straw bales left. I was very much hoping that we were going to be in a position where we had more straw bales that we could do over the next couple of days. Especially as I don't know what the weather's going to do going forwards. We'll have to check that in a moment. But it's very possible that the weather could end up giving us some wet days when I want to do straw. Let's just check this. No, actually, we're good. We're good. We've got today, Tuesday. So Wednesday is the earliest we can harvest. We could have 2 good days, although we got rain after that. So that is not going to bode well for our own harvest, I don't think. Let's grab the top 2 bales. Help if I left the telehandler turned on. And in. There we go. So we get these loaded up, get this all mixed, and we'll be good. I think, seeing as these are the more expensive bales, we will do 4 of the hay and 3 of the silage. Last 2 bales being the hay. We've got 3 bales now of the silage in. That leaves 1 of those in there. And this should take us up to a nearly full trailer over here, like so. We'll go put this away because we're not going to need this again. Well, we might need this again. What we want to do is get the bucket on the front of this and clean the cows out in a minute. But that is all we need the bale spike for today. There we go. Turn that off. And head back round to our tractor. We're using everything today. We really are. Let's start that up. Yep, 28,000 litres of total mixed ration. So we'd only have 1,393 litres available on the top of this. So no point really in looking at that and going, we need to do we need to put another 4,000 litres in, because it's just, that would be a lot of waste of silage to do that. And then we will just unload this here like so, and they should take all of this, I think. Yep, all the TMR's going into there. So we'll back this out now. We've not got any more that we can put in. And it's going to be a while before we've got any. We're going to have to do a supply run, I think, next time. Go and grab ourselves some more bales on the back of our lorry. Bring them back here and yeah, see if we can get our cows fed with that. For the meantime, though, this can go back in this shed, and I'm going to go and get the telehandler and finish off by cleaning the cows out. And we'll plonk the bucket on the front. There we go. And then we can reverse out and head to our shed. We'll head to the cattle shed and get that done. And yeah, I'm pleased. Everything is running fairly smoothly on here. We've still got a good amount of income. We're looking at trying to make as much as we can from harvest. While we won't be doing that the next game day, we will probably be doing that the day after. We need to be really efficient with how we do bales when we do that, because that will be a big thing. So let's do that. Oh no, there we go. Bucket over and back, and then just gonna pull that in. Perfect. Close the gates up. And yeah, we've now cleared out those silos of any seeds so we can use them for the proper thing. We've got a few bags of bits and pieces, so I've got some lime there and bits and pieces to sort. I think I might see if we can put a shed in here. I think it'd be quite a useful storage area here. So we might see if we can get a shed in there for the seeds and bits and pieces, which otherwise we're storing in somewhere that's probably not right. That's not good. There we go. That'll be better. So I'm going to leave this here for today. All that remains is for me to say thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please give it a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. And for all the latest videos from Virtual Farmer, please subscribe to the channel, ring that bell, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.